Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So glad you're here. I hope you had a fabulous week. If you haven't already, please smash that like button and subscribe. Here we go. Today we're making a Victorian wreath for everyday use. You need 2 little picture frames. In order to make them match, I'm using this semi-gloss black ultra cover paint and primer from Rust-Oleum, and try not to spray paint your fingers like I did. They match now. We're all matchy-matchy, and I always like to get those ornate frames. They're small. They only take like 2x3 or 3x3 pictures. And we are going to go through, these are my finalists here. I went through some of my, old cabinet cards. I've got a whole stack of them. I pick them up at the flea market all the time because they're awesome. And anyways, I'm going to pick a guy and a gal. Now, before anybody gets all stinky with me, these people are long dead, you know. They've been dead, for quite a long time. And if their family members gave a hoot, I wouldn't have picked these guys up at the flea market to begin with. Now, would I? So, anyways, I rest my case. But this one obviously doesn't fit, but I wanted to show it to you. Look at the size of this family. Check it out. Anyways, she's the winner, and he's the winner. So I thought that was cute. They were a cute couple. This is about 14-inch grapevine wreath. I think I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. This satin ribbon is 5/8 inch. I didn't need both spools. I just needed one, and I didn't even use all of that, actually. That is floral wire and some little nippers there. And got me some real skeleton keys. I've got those. I've got an addiction to those too. I pick them up all the time. I like to cut the ends at a diagonal, and I make sure I have plenty of ribbon here. Excess, a lot more than you think you would. I actually didn't measure it, so I don't know. You'll have to gauge it for yourself. But where you would normally on the back hang this picture, you're going to thread that ribbon through the back of it and use that to attach it to the wreath. Honestly, you could probably use this for Halloween too. I mean, because there's a lot of people out there that think these old Victorian photos are just creepy. And any haunted house I've ever been into has always got these in there. People often ask me, why do you have people that you do not know that are not relatives hanging on your wall? I have no idea why. I just love these old Victorian photos. But anyways, past that point, if you wanted to add maybe some bats or some spiders, that would work to make it Halloweeny. And basically all I'm doing is taking this, I don't know, this stuff, I swear it looked like it come out of a Louisiana swamp. It I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. It's one of them swags, but it's all greenery. And so I took some of the long pieces and just, hacked it off. And then I'm using that to kind of go around the top of the grapevine wreath. Now I have that floral wire, and I'm using that to attach it in a few different places. And I'm just layering it and going around the wreath. But I'm not making it too thick. I want it on the thinner side, just because of the fact that I don't want it too bulky. I'm going to be adding those picture frames to it. So, of course, I fast forwarded a lot of this because, we'd be here all dang day. But you get the gist of it, I hope. I hope. But yeah, just lay it on there and wrap it around. You're crisscrossing it. And then tie it in a knot, and then tie it in a bow, like you're tying your shoes, basically. And I just put a dab of, the hot glue on the back of it, just to make sure that the bow doesn't come untied. The way I am, you already know, because you've done this kind of stuff with me before. And it's probably the same way for everybody. But I ended up rearranging this thing a few different times. So in part of this video, you might see, okay, like in this part right here to the left, if you look, both of the picture frames are right next to each other. And, I changed that because I didn't like the way it looked at the end. And I changed these too. Basically, all I did with the skeleton keys initially was just have one skeleton key and just take a piece of ribbon. I'm not putting a bow on these. I'm just, making just a knot on there. But I didn't like that either, so I ended up changing it to 2 skeleton keys. I put the longer skeleton key in the back and the shorter one towards the front, and then I kind of, spread them apart to where you could see both of them. The sponsor for this video is me. I have an Etsy shop. Don't know if you knew that, but the link is always in the description of every video you watch on YouTube, so check it out. Anyways, moving on, I also took the same exact ribbon to the very top, just wrapped it around, tied it again like you're tying your shoes, basically. This is what I initially ended up with after I rearranged, of course. But I thought, it needs something else. It definitely needs something else. So I had these solo wood flowers, which are kind of like a paper flower, and had a little bit of contrast of brown on the inside. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some of these to it. So I whipped out my glue gun and put them in a few different places on the wreath just to give it a little bit more fullness, a little bit more interest. And I think it worked out really well. I actually was satisfied, which is, a tough trick for me because I'm always second guessing myself when it comes to stuff like this. All the time. It aggravates me. Well, I do ask my husband sometimes, for him to look at it and give me his critique or criticism. And, I basically could have asked my cat the same question and got just as much helpful advice. But, that's not his thing. He's not into this kind of stuff, so I can't blame him. But this is the finished project. I did everything in twos. 2 of the keys, 2 of the roses, 2 of the picture frames, to make it, kind of balance out. And I also used the hot glue gun to make sure things were attached and stay attached well. Like I said, I used it on the bows just to make sure they didn't come untied. I used it also on the picture frames to keep them in position because, I was worried about them, coming out of place and looking kind of funky. So I went ahead and did that. And then I also actually did that on the skeleton keys too. So I really hope you enjoyed this project. I think it turned out pretty good. I will be listing this in my Etsy shop, so if you are interested in it, if you don't want to make one yourself, it will be there. So, until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.
Nope.